Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Jeremy Scott Fitness Podcast Radio Show. Coming to you on this Friday, August the 22nd, 2025. Hopefully it finds you staying safe and staying sweaty all at the same time. On today's episode, we are doing a parenting pod here, talking about becoming parents, all the expertise I can share with you in my 4 plus months of being a dad here, and Heather being a mom. Before we jump into that, real quick, housekeeping things. One, Jeremy Scott Fitness app, you guys know. You can get a week for free, always on me. JeremyScottFitness.app, link is in the show notes. I have our 50 Days of Fitness is the next kind of like challenge premium option we're going to load into the app. That'll be for the last 50 days of the year. We're going to actually film everything tomorrow. The program is already laid out. We just got to get all the video stuff in there, and that'll come sometime in November for you guys. And then we will be doing the Old Man Shredded version, which is the kind of partner to Old Man Strength, early January to kick off the year. Before that, there is a program from BJ Gador, which I believe is 4 months in length. It's a pretty in-depth program. That's going to be in the app here in the next couple of weeks. You guys will have that, plus my weekly workouts, everything else. So obviously, JeremyScottFitness.app, you guys can log in there. You can grab our 47-day. You can grab the Old Man Strength, our Rebuilt program, Total Body Trainer, and the other 30 programs as well inside. And then you guys already know the one thing I take every single day and I never miss. Shout out to my homies at AG1. They have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different flavor options now. So always the original, which in my opinion kind of tastes like a pineapple vanilla mix. They have the citrus, which is out. They have the berry, which is like a kind of blueberry strawberry mix, and then the tropical, which is more kind of like a passion fruit, I guess, if you will. So if you guys obviously been taking AG1 like me for, I think now it's probably like year number 7. If you want to try the new flavors, you've never tried it before, whether it be the original, citrus, the berry, the tropical, hit me up. We'll send you some free samples right to your front door. You can try it, see if you like it. If you dig it, we'll hook you up with a bunch of free travel packs. You'll get the free kit on me with order 1. And we got a bunch of these sitting here in the office right now, actually, ready to go. And again, if you guys struggle to eat enough fruits and vegetables, obviously, especially when you guys travel, if you want to make sure you're getting your prebiotics, your probiotics, things to help like your immune system, your cognitive system, which Lord knows we all need, and obviously the vitamins and minerals and the adaptogens. This is the one thing I would take. It's why I do take it, obviously, each day, especially when you travel. It's the easiest go-to. I'll be on the road here in an airplane in a couple of days, and I'll take the travel packs with me because, again, it's tough to eat your fruits and veggies when you're on the road, stuck at gas stations or maybe staying with family or friends or even at a hotel. It's not as easy. So this covers the gaps in my eating. So hit me up for the free samples. Otherwise, drinkag1.com/Jeremy Scott will get you access to all of the new flavors and a free kit and a bunch of free travel packs with order number 1. A couple other things quick. Our creatine, shout out to our friends at Substance Nutrition. You can use the code JSF10 for 10% off all the creatine and the coffee blends over there as well. Just 5 grams a day is all you guys need. If you want to take more, that's fine too. We've done full podcasts on creatine, the most researched supplement that's ever existed. We can hook you guys up with a quality one from my boy Dr. Mike Rossell at Substance with the code in the show notes here below. Then my friends at JLab Pro, we get our protein, turmeric, collagen, and our krill oils. I think we have a code for the protein always, and then the collagen right now is a 40% off code if you've never tried it before. JeremyScottFitness.jlabpro.com. This is the stuff we use at our house and we've used for the last, I don't know, probably 10 years or so. I've known Jay. Other than that, Dave DiLorenzo and myself have a mastermind group that's been running for the last couple of years. We're not moving it. That group is staying the same, but we're doing like an easier offering for you guys if you want to, for you small to medium-sized business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, people who work in corporate America. Maybe you have a side hustle, you're trying to do something different. We're starting a group for you guys that we'll share more when it's live here in the next probably week or so. We're working on all the back-end stuff. It's an app. It's access to Dave and myself, all of how we build our websites, how we build our email lists, how we build these businesses, all of the SEO stuff, how we run our social media, how we coach our teams, and basically just how we've been able to survive in the world of being an entrepreneur for the past 20 plus years. So I'll share more about that when it comes to light. That's on the docket. And then quick shout out to our friends at dryfarmwines.com/Jeremy Scott Fitness. You guys can order a bottle of wine, and is it order a bottle? Get the next bottle for a penny? Yeah, it's basically buy one, get one free. And again, It's the best wine, I guess. I don't know anything about wine. Heather drinks wine. She likes it. She's here. So you can ask her about all the wine stuff. But it's organic, less sugar, vegan. They don't put a bunch of bullshit in it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, here we are. Heather, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back and talk about having a baby.
Yes, it's been about I don't know when you were on.
I think I was on during the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, but I don't remember if it was March or April.
I could look it up. Probably five-ish months or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now he's 4 months old, which is wild. It's been kind of a blur.
You're a mom now.
You're a dad.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy.
I know. Where do you want me to start?
Well, so basically, I had some people reach out asking about our birth story and just questions about parenting and just what our experience has been so far. So I thought we would do our couples episode around that. And just because I know you've touched on it a little bit, just how it's been going for you as a dad. But I thought it'd be fun and helpful, hopefully, to kind of open up more about just what it's been like, and specifically just giving birth and then going through postpartum recovery for the females out there and the husbands or partners that support your partner that had to go through it all. Hopefully we can share our own helpful advice or just talk about what's been going on with us as well. So, and then we can just talk more about just what we've been doing this summer. And
Cool.
yeah.
I like it, just like our birth story. Like I had any part in it.
Well, you were there.
No. I was like in the process. Yeah, but like I don't. It's like his birth story and your birth story, and I'm just like an assistant coach on the side.
Yeah. But I was glad you were there, obviously.
Yeah, if you had to do it solo,
but your
it'd be
role
rough.
came in after the birth, like helped. We'll talk about it, but I feel like really had to.
Life comes at you quick.
Yeah, to be hands-on and help me take care of me. So, but yeah, we officially became parents on Monday, April 21st. So the day after Easter, he was born. At 4 p.m. It was like 3:55.
3:57.
3:57.
What kind of mom doesn't know when their firstborn kid comes out?
That's why I have you. I still obviously have mom brain.
I only know because like I gave Kevin a thing for the time for his birth clock. That's the only reason I remember.
So yeah. 3:57, and we named him Brock, and his middle name's Burton after my grandpa Bert, who was the most amazing man. And Jeremy was also close to my grandpa. He lived till he was 96 and would come out to visit us in Arizona. And it was just really special to be able to keep the Schroeder legacy as well as the Scott legacy going on with our son. And we basically had a hard time naming him. I feel like we named him the day of he was born, right, in the hospital.
Really like a year before that, but sure.
Well, Brock was on our list, but you were so opinionated about the names that was driving me crazy.
What were some names you
Every
liked?
name that I would know.
Falcon, Shadow, Reiki.
Don't even listen to him.
Garth.
I had like more cute names.
Bacon.
And some trendy names.
Like Lakin. Like you would send me those.
All I remember.
All the Aidens. Aiden, Faden, Jaden, Caden. Like you'd send me all those.
You were trying to name him Jordan, like after Michael Jordan was on your list.
That's a solid man's name. Yeah.
And then you were trying to name him like after your best friend, Love Connor, but like don't want to name him after your best friend.
Solid name. Yeah.
Anyways, you just kept saying you wanted it to be a really strong name, so I
Just
felt like
not weird. Like if you name your kid Legend and he sucks at everything, it's a rough go. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna sell.
None of those names that he's mentioned were even on my list.
Yeah, but you would send like some of the new funky names.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and you just like I think as a parent you have this like I would say a name and you're like I don't like that name. I'm like why? Well, I knew a kid in 7th grade who was this. I'm like But that's because we associate names with certain things.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it too, where you would say a name and I'm like, yeah, I knew a kid who was Ronnie
Yeah.
and he sucked. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's funny because like Brock isn't popular now, but it was popular. I feel like anyone that's like in their 20s, 30s, 40s, it was popular like when we were in school. And I feel like a lot of parents have like the dad's name. It's still rare, but like you hear it more so with like our generation.
For sure.
But yeah, it was sport. I like it because it's sporty, and I like more short and sweet names. So and it has the strong ring to it, I guess, is what you needed. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I was 41 weeks and 3 days, so I was definitely ready to get him out. And my induction got scheduled for Easter night at 8 p.m. At first, it was then moved to Monday, I think, and then we got it moved back to Easter Sunday because I was like, I don't want to keep pushing it off.
Yeah. No, I know.
So my doctor called and was able to get us in on Easter night. So we checked in at like 8 p.m. and I actually was already starting to have contractions, but I didn't know. I was just kind of feeling a little bit achy. So it was like perfect timing. Like I was definitely getting ready to
I barely remember
start to labor.
any of that.
Yeah. So we got in, they started monitoring me. I started having contractions. And then I labored all through the night. And I wanted to push off getting an epidural and for a while. So I just powered through the night. I didn't sleep at all. I just stood basically the whole night over the bed. Jeremy slept. I could hear him like snoring and it was driving me nuts. And then finally at around like 5 a.m., which I wanted him to sleep because I wanted him to like be awake for the main event.
There's not like anything I could do. Like I can't like at that point.
Well, and you were going to have to help me once the baby was born. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, not to flash forward, but I think you were worse a week later.
yeah.
And I don't know how much you'll talk about that or not. I go, but there's nothing I'm going to do.
Right.
Like when you're in that mode, I'm not going to touch you.
Yeah.
Or because it's like you're on a journey.
Yeah.
And I can't help. So I'm like, let me just put my AirPods in and try to go to sleep.
So like at 5 a.m. finally, the pain was pretty intense to where I'm like, okay, let's have the anesthesiologist come in and give me the epidural. And once I got that, it was like immediate relief. And so then, and before the epidural, when I first got into the hospital, they start you on like Cytotec. So I was on Cytotec, and then they gave me Pitocin. But I was trying to push off getting the epidural for a while because once you get it, obviously you're bedridden. You're like lose your legs technically, so you're just have to lay there. So, but throughout the morning, I feel like it was really slow progression. I wasn't dilating a lot, and so they come in and the nurses like move you from side to side because you're basically paralyzed. And it does make you sleepy. So the good thing is I did fall asleep and get some naps, a little bit of a nap in. And then when they checked me around the afternoon, it's like all of a sudden things really progressed and I was ready to start pushing. And so then they had the labor and delivery main nurses come in. One of them was in training.
Yeah, it makes you feel real old.
Yeah.
Where they just look.
She's like, this is my first birth experience. I'm like, oh, great.
And they just look so young. They look like she's like 25. I'm like, Jesus.
She was so sweet. She just kept like looking down at me, smiling. And I'm just like, where do I look? But the funny thing is like, I'm like starting to push and you can't really feel anything. And so you do feel the breathing and your head starts to feel like it's going to explode when you start to like really push. But you don't know exactly what's going on, like at the lower half of your body because you're numb. And, but the main labor and delivery nurse starts asking, are you Jeremy Scott Fitness? And I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I'm like laying there, like, this is so awkward.
I'm like, yeah, actually I have a free week here if you want to give it a try. Come in to the gym or here's some athletic greens. Go ahead.
She was super cool. And, but then they start having this conversation and I'm just like, am I doing this right? Like, what's going on? And,
but for them, it's so like...
It's so routine. And so I get it. And it wasn't it wasn't the main event. It was leading up to
But it's weird, like you're having this
when they actually have to call the doctor in.
conversation with a lady who has her hand in your wife's vagina at the same time. And I'm like trying to act like this is like a normal
And I'm just like
Tuesday.
so embarrassed.
Yeah. It's a lot more than I bargained for.
Bless her heart. Thank you for the nursing team. You guys do so much. Like you really have a lot of respect for what you do, and
Oh, no,
you
everybody-
help so much.
There is great.
Yeah, from day to night. And but yeah, so then things started really the contractions started to increase, and then they finally called the doctor in. And it was time to really start pushing. And at this point, so I had pushed for like an hour. I think it was probably the last 30 minutes is when they called the doctor in. I'm trying to remember.
I mean,
I pushed for an hour and 30 minutes straight.
I think they called her, but I don't think she came until
Yeah.
she wasn't there for that long.
Okay. I feel horrible for the women that have to push like 3 hours straight because I was exhausted I just kept thinking when the doctor came, like, I don't know how many more times I can like push.
Well, you puked too.
Oh, yeah. And then I started puking. I forgot about that part.
No, I didn't. Because you're like, I think I'm going to puke. And it was like they gave you a little green, like an airplane puke bag, basically.
Yeah, which is common, I guess. I remember reading that can happen, and I am a person that hates puking, so this was like not a good experience for me. And then some people really get the labor shakes, and I felt like the labor shakes really bad to where your whole body is like trembling.
It's like you're shivering, it almost looks like.
Yeah, and it's a hormone. I'm pretty sure it's a result of the hormone shift.
Well, I mean, it just looks so traumatic. It looks like really what it is because you would go every, like, how many, they would count. Because you can see it on the screen, right? I don't know how they tracked it.
I thought it was like every
But they would look
10 minutes, and then
when they would
push 1, 2.
No, because they would look at the monitor, and when they would see it's going to come, you would sync up with the contraction.
You would
at
like
the
hold
time.
your breath and then count to 10 or 12 or something, and then push. I already forgot it all.
Yeah, it looked like when you watch it from the outside, it was like you were trying to squat or deadlift your max weight, for 2 or 3 reps every like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're just so sick. Like it looks. I mean, I would never want to do it. Obviously, it just looks like terrible. But yeah, you were. It was rough. You were looking rough.
So then after that point, the doctor comes in, and I think I did like 3 big. She's like, give me 3 more big pushes, and the third one didn't. I remember them saying right before he came out, like, Heather, look, and I looked down and I like saw him literally like fall abruptly into her arms. Like she caught him, like he came out really fast, and which did a number on me apparently. And he had a huge red round head.
Yeah.
And they kept saying his head is so big, like it's a above average size head. I'm like, perfect.
Well, forever, because I had to watch the whole show, obviously.
Well, the whole time they're having Jeremy help me on the left side, and the training nurse was helping me on the right side with like holding your legs and helping you basically support you.
Yeah, so I hold your leg, and so people are like, oh, again, I didn't know. It's better if you don't know. If anybody's listening who's going to be a new dad, maybe you don't listen to this. They're like, oh, you're going to be behind the curtain. I'm like, where the fuck was the curtain, dude? It was just that there's no curtain. It's like, hey, hold your wife's leg and stare at her vagina while I put my hand in it. And the whole time I thought his head was small because I can only see like, I'm not like looking front, into this portal. I can see it from the top.
You can see the like crowning.
But I can see it.
They call basically the doctor when the baby started crowning, right?
Well, because like you would push and like, not to get gross, you see his like a part of his little head pop out and you can see like some hair. But I'm like, man, he looks like he's a little tiny baby head. But I don't know it's like only a part of his head. And then when you do finally push and he like flops out, I'm like, oh, he's got a big old noggin on him, But it's like I'm there and I see it. There is no curtain to hide. I'm like in the show. And it's not like the cleanest show either.
No.
It's the floor was full of quite a bit of blood. And I had these fresh white shoes on.
And all I hear is like, oh, you picked the wrong day to wear white shoes to Jeremy. And I'm like, oh, great. Because I guess, I hear them saying, we got to give her something for the bleeding. Like the bleeding was really bad or something. And
But I mean, he does pop out.
yeah,
And
he
comes
comes out really fast. And I immediately look to Jeremy because I'm in shock. Like, thank God he finally came out, and tears are running down Jeremy's face. And it is, when they say it's like the most amazing feeling and experience of your life, I really do understand that now, because it's like this feeling that you just, it's hard to describe until you experience it for yourself, but just the miracle of life. Like, it just is mind blowing that that can happen, and that you can carry a child and then birth a child. And it's just crazy. And I remember hearing him, the baby Brock, start crying. So I was like, then it all hit me when they cleaned him up. Jeremy cut the cord. They placed him on, or I think they placed him on my chest first. And that's where all the emotions like hit me. Just going through what we had to go through to get him here. And he truly is a miracle baby. So that was almost like a weight had been lifted off, because, and the excitement started for me, because even during majority of pregnancy, I just was very much like, I just need him to be here for me to feel excited. And I just need to make sure that he's healthy was like my biggest thing. And so once they were like, he's healthy and he's here, that's where it was like this release for me.
Well, because maybe, and not everybody's, but we would be like,
are you starting to get teary-eyed?
No. But I'm saying, like, we would say, like, how is it doing? Like, we would talk like that at home. Like, how is it doing? We wouldn't call him, like, a boy or girl yet. We would just call him, like, it until he came out.
Well, I mean, we would, like, check ourselves, like, oh, I mean, him, because we knew it was a boy. But, yeah, we would forget sometimes, refer to him as it. But
then when he comes out, you're like, oh, this is, like, a real person. Like, oh, you have a real human. Like, then it feels real. Did you keep the shoes? I did keep the shoes.
And I know this is TMI, but also for us, and specifically for the females that are giving birth, like for me, it was helpful to hear other people's birth stories and like be more prepared of like everyone's situation's so different and everyone's stories are so different, but there are a lot of people that have like certain things in common that happened to them. And so that's why we're sharing all these details too. And and I know it's a lot, so if you don't want to hear it,
it's just it's not and I'm not a hospital guy. I don't like being in the hospital.
I hate it.
I will say, if you live here, Scottsdale Shea is not real either. They have a spa there. They have a gift shop. It's like it's a upscale experience, I would say, for most people. But it's still a hospital at the end of the day. And as nice as it is, it's like monitors. You're hooked up. The whole thing is just very. There's something sterile about it. And they do a great way of like trying to not make it be that way. But I don't like the atmosphere of we're here. And so for me, it's more so like when you could leave the hospital and take them home. Like then I felt, even though you have a kid in your car and like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I felt better than like being in the hospital. Like, cause again, like you're going to test them. They do all these things. It's
there's a process still. And we were there for like 3 days. But going back to, so like he comes out, I'm doing skin to skin. They purposely have him on me for a really long time to distract me. And then I kind of start realizing, even though I'm like drugged up, what kind of happened. And so I could hear them say like, this is like 3rd or 4th degree tearing. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm like, that doesn't sound good.
How many degrees are there?
So I didn't know about the degrees. So this is just helpful for people that don't know about that. But 4th degree is the highest, and I basically was like just under that. And I tore in 3 different areas. So it was a lot harder recovery than I anticipated. And the pain was worse when I got home, not like in the hospital, they're still giving you a bunch of drugs, and clearly you still have the epidural, so it helps a ton. And thank goodness I had the epidural, because so women that had if they didn't get the epidural and they had 3rd or 4th degree tearing, they have to be sent back into the OR and get anesthesia for getting stitched back up. And so I was like, thank God I had it, because it would have been severely, it's just, then you would really you would feel all of it.
I saw it.
Yeah. So then for like an hour, I held him on my chest, and my doctor and the team did the stitching, which was not fun, but he was worth it. And then after that, you delivered the placenta, but you got trapped behind the doctor, and they didn't know you were there. So we hired a doula to do the placenta encapsulation, just because I'm like, it can't hurt. Like if there's any truth to the benefits of consuming your own placenta, they say it can help with postpartum, everything from like depression, anxiety. It can help with your milk supply. It basically can help with replenishing your body with like the vitamins, nutrients that you lost. And so I was like, let's do it. And so his job was to meet with the doula downstairs, the company that we.
Yeah, you like text them when you're going into labor, and then when you have them, it's basically they take the placenta and put it in a container that you put in a ice pack cooler to run down to this guy's car and give it to him. But yeah, in the meantime, like the room is there's only one way out, and I'm like stuck behind this like vagina murder show of sewing up everything, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to be here right now, do I? But that anyway, you learn a lot about the anatomy and everything. The floor is just there's so much. Like I just thought it was like I didn't know there was that much blood on the ground.
I'm just happy you didn't pass out, because I was like,
I've never, knock on wood, I've never passed out my whole life.
But so many of the dads do, especially when they see if they watch when you get the epidural, then huge needle that goes into your back. It's like this long.
Like if it was, well, because and I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to sound insensitive. It's not my back. It's into yours. So I'm like, it seems, if I saw it and then it was going into mine. But they always
have the dad like sit in a chair, and then you're like, or the partner like sit there and support you, but they always make sure the partner's sitting down so they don't pass out and like flop on you.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell it, if you're that type of person, obviously like don't watch. But if my advice is, if you're gonna have a kid and you have the option, like just watch it, because it's never gonna happen for us again. And it's like probably a once. And I mean, if you have a bunch of kids, sure, but most of you guys have one or two kids. It's a rare thing you would get to see it and like watch it in real time. And then if you're squeamish, I guess maybe don't. But it is a miracle that it happens. Like you literally you have a portal open in your body and a human comes out and it's alive. Like it's bonkers, dude. It's nuts to me.
It's so crazy cool. And I didn't have like really a birth plan, or we didn't have really a birth plan. I did try to naturally induce myself, because I really didn't want to get induced, but obviously.
No, you did all the.
I went to acupuncture multiple times. All the tricks that say can kickstart natural labor.
Sidewalk walking. Yeah. The teas.
You're supposed to like have sex. You're supposed to like.
We tried that. Yeah.
So awkward.
Yeah.
And nothing was working. So, but apparently, I was starting the labor process when we arrived to the hospital. But what I was going to say is the birth plan. I assumed I'd want an epidural, and as the contractions started to get intense, I was like, yeah, for sure, give me that. And now I'm really happy I did, after what happened with him coming out. So, and then there's something else I was going to say about because people ask if you have like a birth plan. But yeah, we just didn't expect. I didn't think you'd be like that involved. I did warn you, like, hey, they might ask you to like help support.
Oh no, if I'm not there, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
To be honest, like if I'm not in the room, they have to bring another person in, basically to hold your, because like you're pushing your leg back.
Yeah, I just remember pushing into your hand.
Yeah, it's involved.
You're at my knee or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then once you met with the doula, you came back in, because it was like an hour of me with skin to skin and getting fixed, and then you could we could finally have our moment, because that was what part of our plan was, like, we want to be alone with him and have like our special time before we invite visitors, like our family, in.
Yeah.
And
I would suggest people do that. No, I don't know your relationship with your parents or whoever is listening, but I'm like, I would say it's your thing. They're going to get to see him, but I would have your time without your family around.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different, and
But it can, because it's like you're probably not going to be it's your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if your mom and dad are there, it's just different for me. If my
Well,
mom and
it's
you know what I mean?
distracting probably for
Yeah.
you, or so it was really special because then you could have the one-on-one time with him and do skin-to-skin contact, which they always say that's beneficial for both parents to do it. And then my poor parents were sitting in the lobby for like 5 hours, and they have like a condo right by the hospital. But my mom, I bless her heart, she like wanted to make sure she was at the hospital. So if there was anything that went really wrong, she could be there, which I appreciate. So finally, we had my parents come in, and that was like just such a special emotional experience. Watching your mom and dad get to meet and hold your baby, and then later on that night, your mom and Dave came in and they brought us food and they got to meet him, which was so special. And my older sister flew in. So she stopped by the hospital after she flew in, and then, which was just amazing. And then she stayed for a few days. So when they say it takes a village, it was so helpful to have my parents, my sister, your family here, because those first couple weeks are pretty chaotic, and grateful for everybody's help. Once we got home, it was like, okay,
yeah, no,
let's figure this out, because we're like, what do we do?
yeah, it's weird. Like I'm sure most people are like this. Like you feel like you don't know. First of all, you don't know.
Jeremy was so nervous to drive us home.
Well, you ever driven around Scottsdale, dude? It's like people go 70 in a 40, and then there's the old people who go 25 in a 40, and you're like, what am I doing here? And you're like, you have a little bait. You don't know what
I know.
They're not as fragile as you think, but they are.
Yeah,
when they're so little.
tiny.
But like you go from knowing nothing. I still don't know anything. I go, but now it's like you can leave me with the kid. I can take him anywhere, go anywhere. Like I feel fine. We can hang out, like play, do whatever. But that first week, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're
am
just
I doing?
like in survival mode, and
You are smoked. You are tired as hell. Like even when Janet and Dave came at the end of the night and brought us food and met him, I'm like I didn't even, first of all, I didn't have a kid. I didn't do anything but stand there, and I'm smoked. Mm-hmm. I'm like barely. I'm like, how am I gonna? And then you can't move.
yeah, I was
I mean,
immobile really for a while. It started really. I mean, I still was on pain meds, but obviously not like everything. So then it started to really intensify. Like over the next couple weeks, it was pretty brutal. And Jeremy had to help me a lot. And so thank you for all
It's
your help.
like having two kids.
Yeah, and it's so
Well, 'cause you go
were
from
taking care of me, and then my parents and your mom and Dave were helping take care of the baby at times and kind of rotating.
I went from changing no diapers my whole life to like 10 diapers in a day. And then learning all that stuff, that your kid has a dick and he can pee on you and those types of things. Like you just didn't know.
Yeah, because we stayed 3 nights in the hospital, and we could have stayed the 4th night, but I was like, we were both ready to be home, and my sister was in town, so I was like, I just want to be home.
Yeah.
And then what else? So yeah, recovery was a lot harder than I anticipated, but again, he was so worth it. And I did have to sit on a donut for almost like 2 months. And
no, you were like the worst I've ever seen you, like for a week or two, like not.
Yeah, the pain was just a lot more worse. And then I didn't heal correctly. Like going in, you always have the 6-week appointment to get checked, and I didn't heal correctly. And so I actually just had another surgery 2 weeks ago, which was like minor. It wasn't like, but thank God they put me under for that.
Yeah.
And, so it's been, 4 months was finally when I got the cleared from my doctor that I can resume all activity. So that was kind of frustrating. The healing process for me didn't go as planned, and we'll see what happens the next few months. But I just tried to focus on what I could do, and walking. It was uncomfortable. I started walking, I think, after 2 weeks. Maybe it was close to 3 weeks. But I remember calling the doctors that 2-week mark and being like, I need more pain meds. And I didn't get more pain meds, but I was just like, I feel like this hurt. Like,
It's
this
not normal.
is not going right.
And you're not like a medication pain person.
No. And I
so-
have like a high pain tolerance and I'm tough. So I was like, what the hell is this? And, but I didn't, I just was like, oh, I can stick to Motrin. But it was hard to even go for walks. It was just so uncomfortable. And I was like, how long is this going to last? But then I just focused on like when I could start kind of working out, I just did like upper body a lot. And, but now finally I can resume all activities. So it feels good to feel somewhat normal again. Definitely lost some strength but overall, I worked out the entire pregnancy. So I feel like it hasn't been that horrible as
no,
a large gap.
You would just do the stuff you could do. Like even if it's like rucking with a lighter pack or, walking hills and any of the loading stuff you could do, you would do it. And you never did nothing before. But no, that's probably the most frustrating part would be you have a kid and then you want to get back to doing stuff, but your body is just like not allowing you to.
Yeah. And so I was like nervous. Thankfully, I haven't had really bad postpartum anxiety or like postpartum depression, baby blues. There's been days definitely where you're kind of like, whoa, this hormone shift, like I feel awful. But overall, I feel like I've handled it pretty well. And I just kept planning things. Like I had to have things to look forward to. Even when I was, when it was just after a couple weeks, I made sure to start then inviting friends over, family, or to meet the baby. And it gave me something to look forward to. And, people are so helpful and generous. And then eventually start planning outings because I was like, I got to get out of the house. I know it will help me mentally if I do. So I'd plan like, let's meet up for a lunch or a brunch. And the weather was perfect. So it really worked out having the baby in April because here, April, May, up until June. June's when it starts to get hot. So like just being able to sit outside on the patio and really helped, I feel like, for me because I am such an outdoorsy person. But yeah, and then I guess for me, my advice is like, if you are able to kind of plan your maternity leave, it's not going to always go as planned, but if you can have an idea of how you want to experience maternity leave, that was really helpful for me because I was like, hey, it falls over summer. I get basically 5 months off. I've worked for this company for 17 years. Like I want to make the most of this time. And so we made sure we planned our trips and I've been able to really have this like summer off of vacations and friends and family time, which I've always done, with a week vacation here and there, but I've never had a full summer off since college.
Yep. Yep.
So I was determined to make the most of it. And I feel like I've done a great job of doing that. And it's been amazing. And I'll go back to work on September 8th. But not everybody is as fortunate. I understand that. But also we planned for this, having kids later on in life. We didn't plan for it to take as long as it did with like IVF and everything. But financially, we're like, okay, like we want to still be able to travel. We're going to take the baby. So we've done California. We did the Coronado Island first. Then I took him on his first flight to Oregon and Washington. I flew alone, which we'll talk about that. And then you came up later on and met us in Oregon. And then we're about to go to Minnesota, where Jeremy's from, in next week on Monday. And I just feel like we made sure that we were able to still like live our life and integrate the baby into our life was important, and not just like drop everything and be trapped at home was like not what I wanted to experience.
No, it'd be different if we were 25.
Yeah, you're right. We're older parents, so.
And we have like family that lives here now. We didn't have that historically. The community of people here. When we're 25, our friends here don't have kids either. So they're not in the same boat. And now we're all kind of in the same circle where it's like you can go meet up with your friend who she just had a baby, or your sister just had a baby, or my mom is here. And now there's like a nanny and there's all that stuff too. So no, it's again, the trade-off is like, obviously if you're older, you probably don't have the same life energy. That's just part of
Yeah.
the game. I go, but there's other things if your life is kind of set up in place and you have that dialogue with your partner of like, hey, here's what I want it to look like. And it might not look exactly like that. Like you don't know until you have a kid. You know, there's some things like we can still do most things. We can't do all the things,
Yeah.
and they're not all done the same. Like, yeah, we can go to Coronado and it's awesome, but if you go paddleboard,
Yeah, a
I'm
lot
there
of it's
while he's in a poopy diaper.
rotating. Like you
Yeah.
go and play basketball, and then I'll watch him, and then it was like switching off, which
It's still awesome.
we still had a great time. We did a ton of, we would hit up all of our restaurants that we pretty much like to go to. We walked all over the island every day.
Still go to the beach. Still
Do the activities, go out on the ocean, go bike riding, and we just met up with friends. So, you just kind of power through it with the sleep deprivation. So talking about just our first 4 months of parenting, I think that has been the hardest for me is because I'm not a napper. I just don't like to nap. It's hard for me to nap during the day. So like I'm very much a person that likes to go to bed at a certain time, wake up at a certain time, and sleep through the night. And that has been really hard in the beginning. I feel like now that he's 4 months, he's finally starting to sleep through the night most nights, which has been heavenly, even though I still wake up looking at the monitor, like, is he waking up or is he breathing? So some nights I don't think I've really slept through the full night yet. I've been close, but
it's way better
now.
than the first 2 weeks is a nightmare.
First 6 to 8 weeks, I think, is challenging.
Yeah, but the first two is a nightmare.
It's pretty much every hour you're up.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
buds training. Like
And
you're trying to make it through SEAL training week 1 and 2, just because it's sleep deprivation. It's torture. It's a hard. And again, I don't need a lot of sleep, but I need some. And the waking up every 30 minutes and it's just different. Everybody knows that. I think everybody who has a kid they're like, it sucks. And I thought it would suck, and it did suck.
And like, I really realized that I married the right person when I had a baby. And I hear that a lot, because you realize, whoa, you either have a true partner, like a teammate helping you, or you don't, or you're fending for yourself.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
And so I feel like we've done a great job of for the most part, working as a team and tag teaming all the responsibilities, or you take a break, I take a break.
Well, I don't get the
you do this, I'll do this. You know?
And I know there's some, and again, what do we know? Every partnership is different, but you don't both have to suffer equally at the same time all the time. That seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's couples who they have to do everything together, and that's great if it works for you. But when I take out the trash, you don't have to walk with me and take out the trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to change a diaper, you don't have to get up. Or if I'm going to give him a bath, you can go take a shower. You know what I mean?
It's just
that makes sense.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a kid.
Or it's like, hey, Jeremy, I'm going to go watch a show for a little bit, and then...
That's Heather's favorite thing. Leave me and the kid to survive and go watch...
Yeah, right.
What is it? She watches this porn. Hunting
porn.
Wives. Is it Hunting Wives?
Oh, my God.
It's basically a porno on Netflix.
No, it's not.
What is it about?
The Hunting Wives. It's the #1 show on Netflix, okay? And there's some parts where I was like, oh my gosh, I have to close my eyes, and this is really awkward. But I was like, what's happening?
Sounds like adult entertainment. Yeah. Anyways. Or what's the other one? Sullivan's Crossing. That's like a Hallmark show.
Yeah, that one's PG.
But yeah, no, I get it. That makes sense though. So it gives you some hey, I'm gonna make dinner. You watch just different things.
A reprieve. Yeah.
So you can have some.
I'm gonna go in the pool and play with the dog, and then we'll rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's worked for us way better. So you still have some.
Or I'm gonna go. I need my girlfriend time, and I need to still feel like I'm Heather. I love being a mom, and it's been the best thing for me. But it's also I need to. The identity crisis that they talk about, that women, I feel like I keep doing quotes, that women go through. I get that, because it is you're morphing into this whole new person. But then you kind of mourn who you used to be. And maybe guys go through it, a little bit of it too, but now I'm doing quotes again, your old life.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I think if
or like, oh my gosh, I I just need my independence still. So like last week I was like, hey, can you watch him? And your mom and Dave have been really helpful with babysitting too, so we could have date nights, which are so important. And then I was like, hey, I want to go up north. It's hot. I want to go up paddleboarding with my girlfriend. So you just have to plan, and thankful we have help. And
I think if you're
yeah,
older, it's more helpful. I do think it's, again, the benefit of being older is you have a different lifestyle than you probably did when you were 27. So the stuff that we used to do, like that would be hard
oh
to change. Where it's like we don't leave the like the last weekend I had some appointments, and like Friday and Sunday I didn't get home till later. And I mean this in the most like old person way. I was driving home in the dark, and I'm like, man, people actually drive around at 8 o'clock at night because it's like
I know. I'm
I
like in bed by 8.
I
Usually,
don't
like
I don't leave the house when it's dark outside. Like I do in the morning when I
yeah.
come to work, but if I come home at 4 o'clock, I'm pretty much like done
Well,
for
what
the day.
helps me is like when he goes to, as soon as we put him down to bed for bed, I usually then try to go to sleep because, or at least lay there in bed because I don't nap. So
Yeah.
that's been helpful.
So I do think the adjustment as an older parent is a little bit easier because you're not.
Well, because we got a lot out of our system. I know I did
Yeah.
for several years. So it's like I'm really enjoying being more of a homebody. I still love to do a lot of things, but I can space it out more.
And he can come on some of those things too, and so
Yeah.
there's that. But yeah, no, it definitely is a. I guess the one thing I would say is it's not your life. It at a lot of points it revolves around like this little, human
Yeah,
schedule.
he's number one, but also like I want, which we're working on. It's such a huge adjustment on your relationship too, because you are like taking turns, and you're not just hanging out together unless
Yeah.
we can escape for a couple hours, which I'm looking forward to. We haven't done it overnight together yet, but that's going to happen next month.
Because they're not like, because we've tried stuff where like, hey, he's down for a nap. Let's get in the pool, and I'm in the pool for 26 seconds.
And we have the monitor, and then he starts crying after like 20 minutes or something. And so we're like, crap, that ruined that.
That's the difference I would tell people. Like you might plan stuff like when you were gone, I was gonna take a shower quick. I literally like got my head wet, and then he's screaming like a murder show, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, well let me put a towel on and walk him in the Duna stroller around the house for the
trying
next
to take,
45 minutes.
Like, long showers are, unless Jeremy's like on board to watch him for a while, but usually it's like the quickest shower.
But
Now
again,
it's gotten better because we did finally get a nanny, because that was also something that we've talked about and planned for financially. That made sense for us, and for me going back to work, even though I work from home. I really, he's still so young, so it's going to be great that I get to see him a lot throughout the day, and we have the most amazing person that was referred to us from our friend, and it just really worked out seamlessly. So
yeah, logistically, it's a gift that she comes to the house. She's
Yeah.
the nicest person.
she loves on him, loves on our dog. Aspen's loving her.
Yeah, it's worked out perfect. So like no, and that I guess I would tell anybody like as an older parent, that's the benefit. Like I couldn't have done this at 27. Like financially, no. Building a business, no. I had to give a ridiculous amount of time. I still spent a lot of time working, obviously, but the clip I used to do is insanity.
Yeah.
And I'm too old now to do that, and nor do I want to. My priorities are obviously different. So that's the nice thing about being you. We planned things a little bit different. We thought things through, and we're fortunate enough to be able to do it this way, versus having 3 kids at 28. Yeah, I have the energy, but I wasn't ready for that, and this has just kind of worked out for us, obviously,
Yeah.
this way.
No, it's for me personally, I definitely was made to have kids later on in life. Like I'm glad. I would have been ready in like a couple years ago too, I think. So.
Maybe.
But it's worked out, and so grateful that it happened. And going back to just having Mia, she's the nanny, it was like we could finally, for your birthday, go do a resort day, and she could watch him like pretty much the whole day. so we could have alone time. That was like the longest stretch of time so far that we've been able to just share together.
Yeah, by
Because
far.
it is hard to carve out time for just to hang out with your partner, your husband, wife.
Unless he's asleep,
Yeah.
you're not doing that. And I get it. It would be very hard if you just had kids and you don't have any family or friends around or anybody. It really is. And if you have multiple kids,
Yeah.
dude, I can't imagine. Like you're in survival mode, I guess. Like you're just trying to take care of them, and then by the time they're all done, you're probably smoked from the day, and you guys are you're like strangers just passing in the night at that point.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why I can be up here right now on this podcast at Friday at noon, because she's there. And for me, it's like just having those breaks of like, okay, I can come into the gym, work out, help you. Tomorrow I'll help you with this new program with videoing. But then it's like I get so excited to hang out with him and see him because I'm not exhausted from just the 24-hour cycle of momming, mom life, parent
Yeah.
life. So for us, that was important.
Well, and then you yourself too, where there's some women
I can be
who-
better for him.
Some women
Yeah.
are great stay-at-home moms and they love it, and my hat's off to you. And I mean this in the nicest way possible. It sounds like a nightmare to me. I would rather come here and work my dick off than, and I love him and he's great and he's fun. It's a different level of exhausting versus what work is.
Yeah.
And when I go home, I don't mind doing that stuff because it's fun for me. I didn't do it for 9 hours during the day. I did it for the 4 or 5 hours I'm there at night. I go, that's fine. If I had to do it for 14 straight,
Yeah.
I would lose my mind.
And just having to constantly take him on every errand, like every grocery store trip, every this, that, like it's hard. And I was doing it up
Doctor's
until
appointments, you do all his scheduling.
and just trying to get things done. And so it, at that, what was it? She just started like 2 weeks ago. So
To give.
3.5 months or almost 4 months of not having someone and now having someone help. I'm like, this is life-changing. And again, I have a lot of respect for stay-at-home moms. I knew going into it, I don't think it's going to change once I have a kid, that I wouldn't be good at that. It's not good at that.
No,
it's
this
not a
is
skill set of mine.
This is a perfect mix. And I think as you're older, you know that about yourself.
Yeah.
When you're younger, maybe you don't. And that's a conversation you and your partner, I would say, if you're going to have kids, like you should have. It's just I know who you are and I know how you kind of operate. So that's why.
And for me, it's like, I know I'll be a better mom to him because I'm contributing. I still have my own independence with my job. I'm able to re-energize and be there for him and be in like a better mood, to be honest. And
you work from home.
yeah,
So
it's
you're
like,
there
I
all
get to
day.
still spend time with him multiple days in a row. Unless I'm traveling or have a meeting, I'm going to be able to eat lunch with him or take breaks. And so that is really what was one of my main goals going into all this, was if we can make that happen, that would be ideal. That would be my ideal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really worked out. I mean, I do feel like, what do you feel like has been the best thing so far about becoming a dad?
I mean, now that I know this is me, I'm pretty transparent if you guys can't tell. The beginning sucks. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not, I wouldn't say it's fun. Now, there's some people who love the baby phase.
Yeah.
I've never, and I work with, and I mean this, a lot of men. I have a lot of male clients here that 99% of them have kids. A lot of you guys on the app who listen to this have talked to me and shared your kind of dad stories. I've not met a dude who is like, you know what? I love the 1 month baby phase. I just haven't heard it.
And I don't think a lot of moms, to be honest, I don't think a lot of moms really enjoy it either. And
Like
they feel like they have to lie and say.
Your sister does.
And I have friends and family that really love the newborn stage. I'm not one of them. I think, I tried to focus so hard on like, okay,
no.
what are there's some positives.
For sure.
Like the snuggles, they're so teeny tiny. But for both of us, we just needed him, I think, to grow a little bit bigger and be more, to feel more of a connection. For me personally, I'll be honest, it took me, I had a connection, obviously, when I first held him in my arms.
For sure.
But really start to get, like, form this relationship with him, it took me, I would say, around closer to 2 months or so.
Yeah, I say like that's the beginning part is rough because it's from a dude standpoint, you don't sleep. You're just you're a tool.
And
Like
and they're sleeping so much. They're just, they're not really alive.
No.
Like, they're not lively.
and
Yeah.
they rely on the mom so much, not
Yeah.
just for like if it's breastfeeding and they just want to be with the mom.
They just want to be held to you because they still think they're in the womb.
Yeah.
Like they're adjusting to the life outside the womb.
Yeah, like ways I hold him now, I couldn't before because he would just cry and he would want you, where now I can hold him in that way and he's fine. So that's the beginning is not fun. You're just working, you're just doing all this. It's like exercise, to be honest with you. You're not in shape and you're eating really well and you're working out super hard for a full month or two and you still look the same.
You're not getting any results.
You're sore, you're tired, but your body still looks like a trash can. That's how I would describe the first 2 months of like being a dad. You're doing all the responsible stuff. And I don't want to say like you need a payoff from it because that's not why you have a kid, but it's not reciprocal. It's not coming back to you. I will say now, like he laughs, he smiles.
Yeah.
You can make faces. He make faces back. You can play with them. Like he'll grab your face.
Giggling.
You can,
Jeremy's really good after he gives. So typically he'll give him the bath and then
the bath time is the best. I don't know every kid. This kid loves the bath.
Yeah.
Like it's the best. Like you put soap on him. He's laughing. He's smiling. He does pee a fountain everywhere. So there's that. He kicks his legs like he's swimming in the pool. Like, that part is super fun.
You just and then I help you get him out of the bath and get him ready for bed. But Jeremy's so good. It's my favorite time of the day is at night after the bath, except last night.
So I do this thing like it's almost like I'll kind of kiss him.
Blow on him.
Yeah, and he like loves it. Usually it's like on the sides of his neck or his face, and he relaxes. Yeah, he'll giggle and he'll laugh.
He's really giggling now.
Yeah, and Heather's like, oh.
And he grabs your face, and it's so cute.
Yeah, I mean, we have it. Some of the videos are like I do watch the videos back. Like that's the one thing. Like when you do have a kid, like at least for me as they're older, like you do laugh more.
Yeah.
You smile more. You laugh in your day. Or even when he screams, like like this insane screaming. He does it long enough. I just have to start laughing because I'm like, buddy, you're fine. Like there's nothing wrong with you. But you do laugh at these other little things and the faces they make, and there's just more joy in your life. I'll say that. But last night she's like, oh, blow on his stomach. And I had been doing it, and he's like laughing, but I don't usually do it on his stomach like that.
He went from happy, he was happy,
to the worst.
Like blood curdling scream.
I mean, if you have a kid, you know what I'm talking about, where they take a breath to scream even louder. Like he like resets to like, that's not loud enough. Let me just unleash hell on you guys right now.
It like totally backfired, but normally
and they're
it's really
crying.
cute.
It's sad. I mean, because they cry.
I know, you feel bad for them, but it's like.
So anyways, but that my favorite thing would be that where it's like now he knows I'm there. Like I can say things to him and now they track. So they watch. Again, I could talk about this all day too. They do watch what you do now.
Yeah, they do.
Even at that small. So like if you have your phone, they see your phone.
He now looks at the phone. So we constantly try to not have our phone in our hand when we're holding him.
Or even have it be around, like, because he'll see, like, he can see, your Mountain Valley water bottle. Everything sticks out. So that part is cool where I can come on and be like, hey, bud. And he smiles. You can see his face. You kiss him. And the bath time is the absolute best.
And, like, going back to the newborn stage, like, what was my favorite part, I think my mom had got us this outdoor rocking chair. So I loved every day. It was, like, our routine, morning, evenings, throughout the day, just sitting on the patio and rocking him, and he just wants to be held. Like he was just constantly just wanting to be held all the time, and so that was really sweet. And I just tried to embrace that slow period because I'm constantly someone that is like, it's hard for me to relax, or like I constantly want to do a lot of things in my day, and so for me it was like, okay, I just need to enjoy this slowdown of my life, and you don't have to like achieve anything.
You would say that a lot. You don't really anymore. I mean, once in a while maybe. You would be like, I didn't get all these things done. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not saying this just because we have a kid. I don't know if it's the most important thing you'll ever do. I don't know what you'll do for your life. I don't think everybody has to have kids. I don't think there's there's a different path for everybody with everything. But when you're sitting there, you're like, I don't really have to do anything else other than this. This is the most important thing I'm doing right now. This is the most important thing I'm doing today. The dishes, the phone calls, the emails, they'll still be there. And we kind of get used to that. At least I would. It's like I have to achieve all this shit in a day. And it's like that stuff, it just kind of reframes the perspective of your life of like
what's really important. And
not that like my work isn't important, because it's very important to me and my craft is, and you guys are, and everybody listening. I understand that. I go, but you don't, I guess for me anyway, I'm like, why am I worrying about this little bullshit stuff?
Yeah.
I got to keep this dude alive right now. And I guess that's all it is. Everything else, fuck it. I can deal with it
And
later.
just-
This is my thing right now.
And like it makes you just reminds you of the simplest things in life can bring out the most joy. Just like when he laughs, or we're reading to him, or just him interacting with the dog. It's just like these little things that you're just. This is what life's all about, and
It's just it's your same life. It's just different and better in a lot of ways.
they really do add a lot. And
Harder.
it's hard. Like it's been really hard at times.
Like
but
you'll be tired.
I do feel like the 0 to 3 months is like, I know at each stage, like everyone's just wait till they're toddlers, just wait till they're in high school. But yeah, I mean, the 0 to 3 months, it's just, they're so needy, and it's 24 hours. Like you're just constantly.
Well, and they are fragile. Their immune
Yeah.
systems are fragile. They're just fragile. I mean, you do think now, like, oh man, if I like.
And for the mom, like you're still healing, you're still recovering, you're still needing help, So like, I think that's for me, that was just a lot, but
When everything is a first time for you too.
yeah.
So the first time you put him in the car seat, the first time you take
You're
him to a
just
grocery
learning
store.
how to just do life with this
I-
human.
Like I barely remember, and that's why I say, like, I think when people say it goes fast, it does, because he's already way bigger now than he was, and he's kind of like a person now. Not that he wasn't before, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, and the first time we went to the pediatrician, I like had slept an hour in like 2 days, and I'm like, I don't remember what the guy looked like.
And you're trying to remember what they're saying, but
You're a zombie.
you're a zombie, and I'm just like,
But that goes fast.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, and I remember the first time you went without me to the pediatrician and you didn't bring any formula,
yeah,
or like you didn't have anything to like, or you didn't have a pacifier, you didn't have something. Like my point is, whatever you didn't bring, we have everything now.
yeah,
Because we didn't know.
yeah. You're just like
You left the
learning
house like,
whole
oh,
process.
it'll take a half hour, he'll be fine.
I know.
And the kid's screaming, and you like, well, shit. I don't bring my stuff. I don't know what to do.
or a diaper or whatever it is.
Or like you didn't bring extra. Like I guess I'm thinking about it now. Like when we go places, like I'll put a T-shirt in my bag. I'll put because I'm like, if he spits up on me, which
Yeah.
does. Now I got a puke shirt, and it smells like baby puke.
Yeah.
As I'm walking around, and this is disgusting. Like,
I've learned is constantly planning ahead. You constantly are planning. Like tomorrow, your mom's gonna watch him because I have to help with the program that
50
you're
days.
filming.
50 days of fitness.
And I'm already like, oh shoot, I need to make a list of like everything I need to pack and take, and to make sure they're prepared for however many hours it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So
That's the adjustment. It's not just, and probably harder for you because you would just like pick up and go.
yeah,
get in your
like
car.
not being spontaneous anymore is like, I think that's been hard for me. But thankfully, I've still been able to do a lot, and I'm going back to just our summer. This will really go down as one of the most amazing, special summers of my entire life. Like it truly, and spring, since he was born to now, April to September, and it makes me emotional because it's just like first, we did California together, which was this very first beach trip, and our first family trip together, which was, we drove out. So it was the first it was like, everything is like the first time, which is so fun to experience through his little eyes and just as parents.
He was perfect on the way there.
Yeah, he slept the entire time. We stopped in Yuma halfway and then made the 5-hour drive. So it was like 2.5 hours to Yuma and then the next to.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was great there too. Not on the way home, not so much.
There were a couple rough nights in the hotel, but overall it was really a great time together. And then I was able to fly out with him to Oregon and Washington.
We took him everywhere there too.
Spent almost the entire month of July with my family and got to see a lot of my different friends from high school, middle school, high school, college that are kind of spread out now. And that was just absolutely amazing. He got to meet my grandma, who's 95. And that was very emotional, bringing him up to her house a couple times because she doesn't live close to my parents. And then being with him at both of my sister's houses. And basically I moved in with my parents for a month.
Good and bad, yeah.
And which was, I kept reminding myself, like, you're always going to remember this and look back on it. And it's going to be something you'll always cherish. And it was just so cool to have that time together, 'cause since I'm the only one that moved away, they all live really close together. But we just had so much fun. I just took him everywhere. He stayed in cabins. We went to multiple lakes. We took him, he's been to how many states? Minnesota will be his 4th state, so we're doing that next.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Oregon, Washington, California, Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah. So I highly encourage, if you like to travel and you want to spend time with friends and family, just take the baby along, even though it's hard. I learned a lot flying by myself with him. On the way to Portland, he was pretty good. He slept majority of the flight. And people will help you in the airport, like TSA helping me put the stroller through TSA, or if they need to hold something. People are really, really nice. And on the flight attendants are great. And, other passengers, other moms will ask if you need any help, which is so great. And thankfully we sat on the way to Portland next to not a ton, but like a couple other parents with small kids, like a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. And they were really helpful. On the way back, though, he cried majority of the flight, and I was by myself because I should have just flew back when you flew back, but I wanted to stay. It was my niece's birthday, and I wanted to stay longer because the weather's so perfect in the Northwest. I didn't want to come back here. And but that was challenging. I had to basically stand up the entire flight, and he was screaming, and people are trying to sleep. I was like, getting all hot and bothered and emotional myself. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. Flight attendants were helpful holding him. Passengers came up to me trying to give advice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just get me off this flight. But I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot, and very grateful that you're going to be with me on the flight to Minnesota. So I have
I tried to tell you.
I know.
You just wanted to be on your own journey.
Yeah.
But again, I would say, what's the worst thing that happens? He cries the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say one of my proud moments was he got to stay at his first Marriott resort in California. And just because I've worked for the company for so long, and we've been able to have so many amazing memories throughout the years with friends and family and just ourselves, that to finally have my son experience the hotel life, and that was pretty special. And I'm just looking forward to having him be in Minnesota so you can experience him meeting your dad, his other grandpa, and probably will be with your cousins, your best friend, maybe some aunt and uncles. You'll get
Quite a few. Yeah. His kid's living the dream.
Yeah.
He's been on more flights in the more states and stayed at nicer places than I did for the first 35 years of my life. So,
yeah, that's about it. I mean, I go back to work and I'm ready in some ways, but I'm not ready in, other ways, just dealing with like not the fun parts of the job, being with my team, being back to, meeting with my clients and, the fun conferences, team outings, client events, things like that will be cool. And yeah, I think that's kind of sums up this podcast.
Yeah. It'll be, I mean, it'll be good for you too. It's just perspective, like going back to work. Like you care about it still, and the things that bother you still bother you. But I think for most people, you kind of have yeah, that matters, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not life or death. And I think that's for most people, unless you like are an anesthesiologist or you're
Right.
like a heart
Like
surgeon.
I'm not saving lives. So I do hotel business. So, and I'm not the CEO of the company. It's a massive company and so many people are layers and layers above me. So I just remind myself about that. And honestly, having a kid has helped me put things into more perspective and what at this stage of my life and going into, I'll be 40 in November. So it's like, I just want to focus on what truly matters and not get so stressed out about things I can't control or, not making my goals, or I want to make my goals, obviously.
But it's, you don't,
But like, it's not the end of the world. Just,
No.
I'm going to work hard like I always do. But I just want to have a lot of fun with you and Brock and live our life and to the fullest.
yeah, I think that's as you get older, that should happen for most people too, where you're like, not that you don't still, like your goals are important to you and you want to be good at your craft and your career and all of those things, but it's also this, what am I giving up, and what's important to me, like on like the deepest level, like of your life versus just before. I think people get kind of caught up in the wrong things at times, and not that you need to have a kid to have the perspective, because I had it before this, but it does reframe things a little bit for people of like, and I'm not saying don't like put in all the extra hours at your job if you're listening to this and it's really important to you and you have career goals. I go, but if you do have people waiting for you at your house, like what is the most important thing? Like hit every deadline but missed every sunset.
Like,
That type of shit.
This is the most important job now, is to raise our child and I just want to be, I'm not going to, there's no such thing as perfect, but I'm going to try really hard to be the best mom that I can be. And I try to give myself grace when there's things that I'm like, already, you're like, oh, am I doing this right? Or I'm Googling something, I don't know what I'm doing, feeling, or I'm asking Jeremy, what do you think? How are we making this decision? So that's been, challenging at times, just kind of questioning, like, am I being a good parent? Should I be doing more?
But I think if you ask,
crap, I didn't read to him last night when I'm trying to read every night to him. And
no, he's watching Hunting Wives.
no, he doesn't.
People hooking up and your kid's like, what is going on here?
But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm focused on. Is my number one priority right now in my life. So.
But if you're asking the question, I think you are doing a good job. Like I do believe that for most people.
I think I'm doing good.
And a reminder, like your parents were standing over you puffing heaters, So it's like if you're not smoking cigs with your kids in the room, like your mom and dad did, like I think you're doing a good job. Like I believe that though. If you're trying, like, are you gonna fuck stuff up? For sure. Are you gonna make wrong decisions? For sure. As long as it's not catastrophic.
Right.
Like you don't leave them at Safeway, and drive home. Like the big stuff.
Yeah.
Everything else, like you're doing your best. Nobody knows what they're doing. Like, I really believe that. Like, I don't worry about that. I also don't go on Google or listen to these podcasts about people of what you need to do. Because I just think it's horseshit. I'm not going to master everything.
And that's another reminder too, is like just the amount of information now that we, like our generation.
And judgment and shit.
And there's constantly, it's like information overload. And then there's some people that are going to say this is the right way, and other people are going to be against that view or opinion, or so you just have to focus on what's working for you and what feels you like. Trust your gut, is what I kind of go back to. So
yeah. And again, whatever anybody else does is fine. It's like they can't put it on you though. So if you're listening and someone's like, you have to do this or you have to do this, like they can fuck all the way off forever. And I mean that because when you're at your house, you're going to do what works for you guys. And if you're like, here's my take. Do I know shit about parenting? No. But at the end of the day, I'm the most responsible person I know personally.
Yeah.
I would want me in my life to take care of me. So I'm like, if you do that and you approach everything of like, well, I'm going to make sure this kid is fed and he's clothed and he's housed and we're not going to like leave scissors in his room and shit. You know what I mean? Like you're doing the best you can.
Yeah.
Like, will he get some screen time? I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Will we argue in front of him at times? I'm sure we will. Will the dog lick his face too much? Probably. Like, it's part of the game, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we drank out of hoses,
Yeah.
rode bikes around. No one, like, we made it here. And like, we are, no offense, way better than our parents were. We just are.
Yeah.
Like, at least at 4 months in.
Well, we just have a lot more resources and education around parenting.
And also, we're in our 40s.
Yeah.
My dad had a kid when he was 22.
We have a lot of life experience
Yes.
already. But honestly, seeing you become a dad has been the most amazing experience for me too. And when they say you fall in love with your spouse even more, it truly is, or it's been true for me. And I just love seeing you, with him. It's just so cool. Am I making you cry?
No. Well, I'm responsible. I was always going to be awesome. But I'm like, what was I going to do? Like, I might not know all the tricks, but I'm like, I'll be responsible and do the bare minimum. You know what I mean?
And like Jeremy has this cute, like he has this dog voice, and then he has his like baby voice.
Oh yeah, but
Sometime I'll record it when he's not.
No, you have the same thing though.
I know.
Well, actually, you steal like the names I call them, so then you kind of like
Yeah.
mimic what I do.
Okay.
You're better than I thought you would be.
That's so mean.
I didn't really know at first. I'm like, is she made up?
Are you serious?
No, I'm messing with you. I believe it's like, if you're responsible, like you'll be fine. Like, I mean, and I mean, if you're just a person who's not,
it's fine. I think my parents also and my family were like, let's see how Heather's gonna do.
But it's different though, because I think people on the outside look at people with other people's kids and assume like that's how you'd be with other kids. Now, the kids that come here, they really enjoy me, but they look at this as like Jeremy's fun house.
Yeah.
So it's a different thing. And I interact with them a lot, and I see them and their parents like work with me, so the kids trust me. There's like a buy-in there. And it's fun, but I get to see them for 37 minutes at a time, where if you saw me with like other kids I don't know, I'd be like,
oh no, yeah.
I don't.
Even like you being around, I feel like when my nieces have come to our house, you're more comfortable, but like over the years, like you just haven't had, it's like really quick trips, so you haven't had a lot of time with them to feel really comfortable. And
well, and again, it's like, what do I, and this is, how would I know how to communicate with an 8-year-old girl?
Yeah.
I shouldn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
As a single man who's in, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That would be creepy.
And for me, it was like, I felt like I was only really comfortable with my own nieces, and then even some close friends' kids, I'd like want to hold them because they're my good friend's child. But I was like awkward, and I'm just like, they're a little bit older. I'm like, I don't even know what to say to them. But like for some reason obviously it's my family. With my sister's kids, I'm really close to. And so that's where I felt it came more naturally. But then now that I have my own, it does just turn on this like light switch of, okay, it's just, how to be a mom.
Yeah. And when I say like you're better than I thought, I don't mean like I thought you'd be like a shitty mom. But I mean, I didn't. Because again, if you're responsible and you like have raised a dog, you'll be a good parent. I believe that. Like, if you like love your dog and you treat your dog like a person, for sure. I mean, like, you do so much, I think it's too much, like research and like, oh, did you read this thing or this thing? I'm like, no, I'm not reading this. You go so hard on that. And I know it's because you care, but I think to anybody listening, I think it's almost to your detriment because you get so wrapped up in like, I guess what I'm saying is when you read all that information about whatever it is, the food or the light or all the things or the environment, like, I don't know if you come out on the other end better.
Yeah.
Because you know all the things, or you're just in fear of everything now. And everything makes you paranoid and gives you anxiety, and you think like every mistake you make is just heightened, or you can never make all the right decisions, and you can't anyway. And so you do a lot of that. And I know it's like because
I don't feel like I do a ton of it, but
you send me a lot of stuff. Like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why having that pediatrician, she was amazing on the podcast, was so helpful. And it really put me at ease for a lot of the different topics that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
So basically you're saying that you knew you're going to be like this badass, awesome dad, but you were unsure of how I would be as a mom.
Oh, no. I don't think I'm a badass dad. I'm like, the bare minimum is, will I go to work and make money? Will I feed the
You're gonna
kid? Will I
provide.
will I feed him? Will I change his diaper? Will I play with him? Will I want to hang out with him? Yeah, that's why I had a kid. I didn't want to do this at 27. So at 27, dog shit. I would be awful. Me at 42, yeah, it's pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
So, and I don't mean this like I might fuck the kid up and he might end up hating me, whatever, but I can promise you this. He'll be responsible, he'll be nice, and he won't be an asshole.
Yeah.
At least he won't have learned that from me at whatever point. And I don't know if I could have done that at 27, but at 42, yeah. And I mean this, the kid won the lottery. Like, he grew up in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
You're responsible, I'm responsible, we're his parents. Like, 100 people love him already. Like,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good deal, dude. You know? But that's why I'm like, yeah. I came to you, I'm like, hey, do you want to have a kid or not? Because if we're going to do it, we're old as shit. We got to either make it happen
Yeah.
now or never.
Yeah, most people probably thought it would be the opposite.
And that was me doing it. So if
but-
I'm asking you, I'm going to be like, I want to, and if I'm going to do this role, you know me, I don't do a lot. The things I do, I fucking try.
Yeah.
And so if I'm going to try to be the best, whatever this is, I can be.
Yeah, no, and you've been killing it.
Because who don't be like, oh, you're a shitty dad?
No,
that's got to be a rough
you've
thing
been-
to hear. Or I'm lazy. I would hate,
No.
would hate that.
And you love on him so much, and you have been exceeded my expectations. So,
I try.
yeah. No, I appreciate it.
Well, otherwise it's just on you, dude. And then, see, here's the thing. And selfishly, if you just had to do it all, you're going to be a certain way. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to deal with you.
The resentment.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with that. So I'm like, yeah, let's get a
I'm all
nanny.
about-
Let's get a nanny. Let's split the stuff. Let's all be, like, and I mean that for anybody. Like, if your husband or wife isn't like that type of person, like, if your wife is not like the stay-at-home type of wife person and you wanted to make her that, I would tell you not to.
Good luck.
Because, bro, you're going to walk into a fucking buzzsaw when you get home. And it is not an experience I think you want to live with. And so for me, I'm like, if you want to get a night nurse day one, if you want to get a nanny day
Yeah.
one, cool. Because I want to come home and have a good time. And
Yeah.
I want it to be, and this is, again, my parents had us when we were 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
Their experience is different. Their relationship is different, whatever. I want it to be, it's stressful, it's work, it's whatever, but I want it to be the best version of that it can be.
Yeah.
And that's why I've kind of lived my life this way. And that's how it's worked out for us. And I know your personality type. And I don't like you when you're a different version of you. So, like, let's not have that be the person I come home to. You know what I mean? Like, I want to come home and, like,
100%,
I want to come home,
agree.
the dog loves me. The kid's happy to see me. And you are too.
Yeah.
I don't want 2 out of 3. I don't want to come home and you're like, oh, here, take this kid. I got to go. I'm like, I don't want that to be my
And
experience.
it was like starting to get like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
know.
okay. So when we were able to have the nanny help out, it's like been a game changer for sure.
Yeah, because I want it to be like my same relationship with you, but better
Yeah.
with him and with her versus like, oh, now you take him, and it's like we're treating it like a job versus a shared experience. And I think that's the most important thing, where it's like we have fun. Otherwise, why would we done it?
Yeah.
We could just went on living our dink life, just doing cool
No,
shit.
I have
and-
zero regrets. It's been like the best thing that we will ever do together. Yeah, and thank you for being the one to, before you're 40, you came to me and was like, if we're going to do
Well, I'm just
this, we
like-
probably should start trying. And I was like, you're right. We probably should.
Again, I'm very unselfish, but sometimes in this selfish way of like, well, if I don't do it now,
Then you're going to be
I'm
super old.
really going to be old, dog. And I'm like, my body probably breaking down. I have no energy. I don't know. This is probably like the perfect time for me anyway, where
For me too.
I physically feel good. I have energy. You know, I'll work hard, but I have a perspective on life. I don't know. My best friend's got 4 kids. They're all older. A lot of my old college teammates have, shit kids that
Yeah.
are 20 years old at this point. That was right for them.
And what's awesome is like our friends, some of our closest friends here are just have babies or are pregnant. And so it's just been really cool and my younger sister just had the 3rd baby. So his cousin is only 6 weeks younger. And then he's going to grow up with some of our best friends that live here are just having babies too at 40. So
Yeah, and it's cool. And again, it's different for everybody. But I kind of get it now when people are like, oh, here's this. No, I still don't want to. Again, you could do like a Mount Rushmore of things that like people don't care about. What you do for work, pictures of your kids. Like people don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like the women kind of do like when they're babies and stuff. But I get it now when someone's like, oh, here's a picture of my kid doing this. It's like, dude, I don't give a shit about your kid. And again, it's the same way I would do it. Like Monica and I, it's different because like we know each
Yeah.
other's kids. So I'm like, oh, here's me laughing with my kid. She's like, oh, that's so cute. And she'll
Yeah.
show me her, but I know her kids.
I get it. Like when people have asked, like, "Oh, let me see a photo of him." Like you are like so proud to like show your photo.
But
of your
part of
kid.
me still is like, why do you want to see a picture of my kid? But like when like Lolly has her kid, it'll be the
Yeah.
same way for
Yeah.
us. So you're in like a different.
You literally become like we're now a part of the parent club, and I get it now.
Yeah, and it's not like oh yeah, now it sucks, and I don't feel it that way, where part of it's
Or like what my brother-in-law and Heidi got you, Nick and Heidi got you. What did he say? He got
he
you
got me it's like
like a Yeti type of
but a beer mug.
beer cooler mug, and he said something. Now that you're a parent,
You have to drink.
or you basically won't drink more.
I have a client here too where she's like, her and I were talking the other day about just smoking weed and edibles and whatever, and I'm not gonna say her name, but you know who she is. And she's like, oh, just wait. You'll see why.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you'll see why I do drugs.
Oh yeah, I heard her say that, and I was
Yeah,
like,
she's like, you'll see why I do drugs.
walking
and
on
I'm
the
like,
treadmill. I was like,
I go,
wait, what?
the last thing I need to do is be like super high with a baby around. So I'll be paranoid as hell. And like, that's just not, hey, no judgment for anybody else. That's not my thing. And also like, I chose to do this, and it's not, I know everybody did, but if you guys just like had sex at 25 and had a kid, it's different than this.
Ours was like methodical, planned out because it had to be
Like,
in order to try to.
cross your fingers, hold your breath. Maybe this miracle happens.
But here's the timeline when it does happen. It's like everything was scheduled, so
Yeah.
we had a lot of time to plan and prepare and
think about it.
yeah, and like how do we want to do this? Which is the positive of going through infertility, and if you have a successful outcome, it's like you are able to really talk a lot and prepare versus like, oh, just got pregnant, like whoopsie, like here we are.
Yeah, and I know everybody appreciates it, and it's like it's the cliche thing to say like every kid's a miracle, but they really are. And when you think about it, we are older, and to do all this IVF bullshit, and you just have a embryo. Like this is the only kid.
Yeah, we did a couple rounds and got the one embryo.
So if this didn't work, like we're doing a different podcast today. Not to mention all the other hurdles.
And that, like the
reasons,
hard times or the hard moments, hard days, I always go back to reminding myself about that whole experience, and that's what has really helped me to. Because there are some tough moments, but then I look at him and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it all worked out, and it's helped me through the postpartum highs and lows.
Well, it's the saying I said all the time, like someone else is praying for the things you take for granted, because like I've had conversations with doctors that I've worked with who went through IVF,
Yeah.
who didn't have a kid, and they'll never have one. And it's like, for me to sit there and be like, oh, this sucks, it's the worst, when that person would trade places with me in a heartbeat to have their own kid, seems like a fuckface thing to do.
Yeah.
So I do say that in the sense of like having it be so difficult. I do think you have not a greater, but a different appreciation for it,
100%.
because it couldn't have happened 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
Like he shouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he really shouldn't even be here for like, and I don't mean to laugh like that. I go, this is an inside joke we have. I go, but like for a million reasons. And somehow like it just worked out that way. So I'm very thankful.
The coffee in the mouth.
Yeah. Just what the fuck.
We'll
man.
talk about that sometime.
Yeah. Later on. But anyways, yeah. So that's how it's been for us. It's been good. It's a gift, man.
Yeah. It's been fun to just enjoy this new chapter of life together, and I'm excited to see what the next several months bring. And I'm ready for another airplane experience, and thank
Yeah,
God
no.
you're going to be with me.
Yeah, I'll say this now. He's been the best.
He really is a good baby. I will say
Super happy.
he's definitely, smiling a lot, and
Looks like me. I mean, it's.
I hear he looks like a combination of a lot of us. So
Hopefully, he does look like you. That would be better. But
I think the
I
combination.
feel like he
is
makes
great.
faces, and I'm like, that seems like a face I would make.
I feel like your faces. Sometimes, like when he smiles, he'll look more like me. Maybe I don't know, but he's been really fun, and he's hitting all his milestones, and he's getting chunky.
Little chubby
He's
boy.
16 pounds. 16 pounds now.
So yeah, no, he's been the best. I say that, but we haven't been on this flight yet. So if you talk to me in a week and a half,
But just like what my mom and sisters were, because I was there for the month, they got to really experience him. They're like, no, you lucked out. He's like a really good baby.
and we've heard friends that have
Yeah.
like where their kids have,
Colicky or.
and knock on wood, like he's healthy and
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't had any like issues, so that's the gift too. Like
Yeah.
and that's, I guess that's all what I would tell anybody. Like that's the one thing if you have a kid, or you're gonna have one, like as long as they're healthy, man. Like
Yeah.
life is good, dude.
Yeah. No, thank God. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's our story. I know it was a little graphic at times, but
Dude, that's how they come out, man.
I think it is helpful for some people.
Well, and again, you'll do your, like you've been working out, like pelvic floor
there's
PT.
there's not a lot still. It's becoming more aware. There's more awareness around how to help women during postpartum and kind of prepare them even during pregnancy now. Whereas our poor moms had like no help, no resource. No one even would, it was like taboo to talk about anything,
I know.
And so now I feel like we've come a long way and women are more okay and confident and want to help other women. And so they can be more real with their experiences, the ups and the downs and the trauma or the just difficult times. And so, yeah, I do need to start pelvic floor therapy. But that was really booked up. So apparently it's
But I
in
think
high
like,
demand.
and that's the
so-
thing too, where I think that we've had obviously Carrie Yeager on here before talk about it. Like I think every woman who has a kid should go through that
Yeah.
route, and there should be a lot of those pieces in place, just because I watched it in real time, a foot away. It's a traumatic experience. I would not want to put my body through it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you guys do that and you can still like get up and walk around and be a human it's a freak thing, man. Like if dudes had to do it, like there'd be no people left because we're just not.
I started jogging for the first time this week after 4 months, and I was like, it's just constantly in my head still, like jogging, like, this is kind of weird. This kind of feels weird.
Yeah. Especially
I'm
because
like,
you're
if
so
it-
active.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Just trying to give myself grace and not just ease into it I've just tried to not overdo it because I'm like, I definitely don't want to go backwards or be in pain. So
No, and I think that's the other piece too, is like you just kind of, it's all new. It's all new for you. It's a new body.
I will
it's
say
a
it
new
was
everything.
frustrating. It's been very frustrating though, as far as like, I'm someone that worked out the entire pregnancy. I was very strong and fit, and like, even my doctor's like, oh, you'll be fine. You'll have a great labor and delivery because you're so healthy and active and your pelvic floor is strong. But just sometimes that does work against you in some ways.
I mean, like
But because I will say, because I was in shape, I do think I've had a better recovery, a quicker recovery than someone that didn't, going through what I went through. So
no, and then the process was fast. Like your labor was
Yeah.
fast. He just happened to have a
right.
monster head. Ugh.
Anyway, so
Yeah. So like, awesome. We're good.
yep.
Boom.
Thanks
Rock
for
and roll.
listening.
Yeah. Any questions you guys have? Obviously, ask Heather. She knows way more than I do on everything. But yeah, we're not experts. Up from 0 to 4 months, we're an expert. We know everything that we know. That's about it.
We know people who are experts.
Yeah. No. And that is helpful too. Having 100 friends who've already had kids, having all the
Or
doctors
professionals.
who
Yeah.
come on the podcast. That's very helpful too. No, for us. It's the best case scenario. For us, it's worked out the best way that it probably could,
Yeah.
And we just made it work as best we can, and it's definitely different.
It's
For
been
sure.
fun.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Exhausting, but fun.
Yeah. No, I'm tired of shit all the time. I look when people come in, it's like, "Oh, Jeremy, you look tired today." Basically, that means you look like shit
know.
and you look old. But thank you, and thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. If you guys dig the episode, obviously drop it a 5-star on Spotify. Same thing, Apple Podcast. Drop it a 5-star. Leave a comment. If you guys want a free sample of any of the new AG1 stuff, hit me up. I'm happy to send them out. Or if you want to pick up the free stuff today, full kit below. Link is there. Same thing for the creatine. We got the discount for you guys. Same thing with the protein, turmeric, collagen, the krill oil, Dry Farms wine. Everything else should be in the show notes below. And that's it. I'll probably be back on later next week. I'm traveling here, obviously, but probably next weekend I'll pop on. And then we got a bunch of guests rolling up in here in the next, in September. It's pretty busy. I think we got Dr. John Robinson and his wife, Dr. Goyle's coming on too. Bunch of doctors doing a lot of fun stuff, hormones, stem cell, PRP, bone marrow, all that stuff, longevity, and everything else in between. So any questions, as always, just ask. GermanScottFitness.app. Grab a week for free on me. You guys know the drill. Until next time, eat well, train hard, be nice to people. And please, you guys, keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy because your life is too short not to. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.